Okay. Good. Are we good? I think we are good. Okay. Uh, we good? Yeah. What is good? My pack. I'm Murray Kidder. How's everybody doing on their end? Apologies for the green screen. I was working on some projects and I was using the green screen, so I didn't able to take it down. But I just left it up. It's okay. It's not bothering. If it bothers anybody, sorry. If it doesn't, focus camera. Focus. There we go. Yeah, just don't worry about it. But like I said, I was working with the green screen. So yeah, I had some things I was doing, and they're all here. And if you start hearing like pop, pop, pop noises, guys, out my neighborhood, they're already shooting off fireworks. They start this stuff real early. It gets real annoying at times. And sometimes I can't work on projects because of that. So yeah, it gets like that. First and foremost, as always, a little serious note, guys, before we get started. As always, guys, how's everybody doing? You know, the thing is, I don't really get too political on my channel. You guys know that. I always try to bring positivity and always try to bring, love and things like that. I try to take you guys out of maybe something mundane or bad is going in your world. I try to take you out of that for a short distance just to, put a smile on your face or something like that. But on a serious note, guys, how's everybody doing? That's a universal question, but it is a serious question as of right now. How's everybody doing? How's your family doing? How's everybody doing? You staying positive? You're getting through. What's going on now it's affecting a lot of people, and the situation that happened. I'm not gonna in Minnesota. I won't say it, but we've seen what happened in Minnesota, and it's real serious at times, and it's gotten a lot of people almost in a sense choosing sides, which you should never do in that matter. But call out injustice where it is needed. You know what I'm saying? And speaking on the matter of people who look like me, yeah, honestly, guys, we are tired. We are tired, and this needs to stop. And if nobody calls out on it, silence is the biggest enemy we can have in this. Now, I don't agree with I'm all for protesting, no problem. But I do not agree with burning and bombing and wrecking stores and looting and things like that. I do not agree with that. Okay, let me call that right out now. Okay, so if you loot and you steal and all that stuff, you get caught, you deserve every bit of it, because that's not for the cause. Okay, but once again, please answer that question for me, my pack. How are you doing? I put a post up not too long ago representing to all my white wolves who run with me. I will not let those we don't care about disregard the ones I do care about, the cool white wolves, So if you are a white wolf and you run with the pack for how long, I don't mind. Just know that I love you for that. I love you guys very much for that. Thank you. And I appreciate that once again. So I'm sorry about that little rant, but I had to get that out here, guys. I just need to know how you guys doing. How's everything? It's been a crazy week so far. They announced the PS5, everything like that. I just talked a bunch of stuff on my gaming channel about it, and I got to upload all that stuff. But yeah, we could talk about it here as well. So no words, don't. I'm seeing the comments coming down the woodwork right now. But like I said before, guys, I was working with the green screen and I just forgot to take it down, things like that. But I appreciate everybody who's here and things like that. But more importantly, you know, it's I'm just here to entertain you guys, give you a, you know, take you out of you like you something bad and you going through something and oh, Chris is on. Let's see what he's doing. You know, hey, if that's the case, that's cool. You know, I'm cool. Uh, just to make you feel a little bit better about yourself. All right. I hope I'm doing that for you guys. Once again, shout out to all those out there. I actually said it on one of my videos I got to upload. But shout out to all you guys that, you know, come by, just write stuff on my page and be like, you know, Chris, thanks a lot for just always like just doing a little part just to make us feel better or something like that. I really appreciate that. Stuff like that, that humbles me. And when I'm humbled, I continue to put out content like this. As long as you want it, I'll keep doing it. I don't get tired of doing it, but you know, times where you know your boy, your alpha does need a break. He needs to take a little break and cut back and things like that. You know, I do have a life outside of this, so but you know, I do sometimes need to take a break. You know, but I understand. But at least you guys are not trolling me. Like, when you gonna put up a new this? We gonna put up a new that? No, you guys keep it real, and I appreciate that very much. All right. So, with that being said, let's see what pack members are here, and I'm ready to answer your questions. Hit me with your best shot. No. All right, Roger Coggins. What's good? I'm good. What's good with you? How's everything? Are you cool? You good? I hope you're good. Like I said before, guys, if you're starting here and pop, 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 there's people in my neighborhood shooting off fireworks. They do it all the time, every year, even before 4th of July and everything and all that other stuff. They do it. Marianne McDowell, what's good, Chris? What's up? I'm good. Hey, Chris, what's up? I'm good, Andre. I'm good. Staying positive, dude, as best I can. Yo, I've been a fan since you did your character tributes. Love your vids. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I wish I could get back to doing the tributes, but you know, YouTube. I every time you find the perfect song for the character, you know, it gets copyrighted or something like that, and then you got to switch the songs on. I hate doing that. I'm like, it perfect the way it was. You know, you heard that? You see, pop. Dark Promise was good. I'm good. Everybody's good. Hey, Chris, what's up? Hey, Tony, I'm good. Dark Brown, yeah, doing pretty good. That's good. That's all I want to hear that. My verse pretty I saw you was the electric tribute, and before you redid it, thank you. I'm here. Good. Godzilla versus Kong. Who you think is gonna win? If you're gonna be honest, Godzilla better win. The big G. I'm going for the big G. He better get his win back. You know what I'm saying? Okay, because that last fight, he lost something he shouldn't have lost. He drowned. Godzilla drowning. Please. All right. And who is that from? DeWelt? Yeah, DeWelt. Me and my family are doing good. We're into the final stages of the deconfinement. That's good. New York is here in New York. We're starting to slowly open back up. We're going through different stages. They're calling it phase 1, phase 2, and all that stuff. So we're starting to open back up, which is good. But your boy's still employed and doing his thing, you know, still trying to do that. Believe it or not, a new pandemic has emerged in a hike. And for rabbits, oh, Jesus Christ, poor rabbits. Well, thank you. You mean, okay, thank you. It's called RV. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, yo, Liza, please no negativity. I don't need that. But keep it positive. I understand, but poor rabbits. Travis, DC leaving Diamond. Yeah, you know, the DC, I don't know what to think of that. You know, Diamond leaving the focus camera. I don't know what to think of DC leaving, you know, Diamond. It's weird. well, I don't know what to really think of it. I really have no real saying that. I don't know. It's just weird. How do you think Miles Morales game will be in Spider-Man PS4? Will tie into the Spider-Man? Well, I talked about that. I have to upload it on my gaming channel. I talked about that for game news. The fact that they announced that when I saw the trailer, because I couldn't have watched the announcement, the live PlayStation announcement vid, because I was working, I was on duty, and I was supposed to be guarding. So it would have been weird if I'm on my phone watching this and I'm supposed to be guarding. I'd get in trouble for that. So I couldn't watch everything. I got to see some game trailers. The Spider-Man one I did, Miles Morales. I knew exactly who that was. I was like, this is Spider-Man. And then I got a better look. Even before they zoomed up on Miles' face, I knew it was Miles. I was like, the color scheme, that's Miles. And just hearing Peter talk about a hero is someone who never gives up. That's what your dad said. And I'm like, okay, this is Miles. And, you see him, and then it goes into the cuts and you see in the game. And, I think one of the funniest part about it was you seeing him swinging and he's falling backwards. I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. I thought he was falling like, and then he catches himself. I love one of the favorite scenes I've seen was we had the little girl and he's swinging with her and I was like, yeah, that was pretty good. The biggest question that a lot of people were having was, is this a solo game or is this a DLC? And it was explained. It is an expansion to the PS4 Spider-Man game, but it's all centered around Miles. It is its own game. It's like Uncharted Legacy. How that was an expansion of Uncharted. So it's like that. My biggest question, and I talk about it on my video I did from my gaming channel, is like, where's Peter? Like, what's going on? Is this ties into maybe Gameverse Peter? Because in the comics, he went off to help fight the Inheritors. So is this kind of tying into that? My also big question is, what villains will be in this? We saw Miles and looked like he was fighting, a woman, some kind of character that had a sword. He was on the ground and, she had a sword. More importantly, then we see that this is going to be in an environment like it's winter time. So, and saw another character where he was about to shock. And I'm wondering is that the game versus version of a classic Spider-Man character, Chance? Could we see that? Are we going to see Uncle Aaron? Something like that. There's a lot of questions to be asked in this game, but I am looking forward. It's coming out this holiday season. So, and what a game to kick off, the kickoff PS5 with, that's good stuff right there. It's not coming out for PS4. This is a PS5 exclusive. So yeah, it should be good. It should be good, very indeed. Let's see. J.R. Davis. Good to see you, Chris. Yo, J.R., thank you. It's good to see you. Thank you. Batman Dick Grayson versus Bucky Captain America. Who wins? I got Grayson. Maybe Bucky. I actually have Bucky on experience. More experience. What's good, Chris? I'm good. Like I said before, Roger, you asked me that. Good. Mario fan. Hello, I'm new here. How you doing? That name don't. No, I'm just messing with you. Tony, despite the spoilers that appeared online, are you going to play the Last of Us Part 2, or are you going to pass on it? I still need to play Part 1, and I have it on my Xbox. The one thing I can say about this quarantine is trying to get through games I haven't finished or beaten. So that's so I haven't even played it yet. I got it on my PlayStation. I haven't even played it yet. So yeah, but I would definitely, I still play it when I finish the first one. I'm new, so what do you do on your channel? A little bit of everything. This is my main channel, so there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. bottom line is I keep everything still content to geek culture. If you want to run with the pack and follow this alpha, be my guest, Mario fan. If you don't, that's fine too, you know. But yeah, a little bit of everything. Reviews from movies and comic books and TV shows. I do reactions. I have several channels. I have an all reaction channel where you can request things. I have a video game channel where I do play video games and things like that on there. So yeah, but I do pretty much a little bit of everything. It's basically a variety channel. I vlog, especially when I go to comic conventions and everything like that. So yeah, it's a little bit of everything. Let's see, Roger. Today I didn't feel good, but I'm better now. That's good. Not too long ago, I was feeling miserable, like an upset stomach and headache at the same time. It was crazy. Like, it was so bad, I Ubered home. I was like, yeah, this is messing me up. I'm not doing anything. Adam says, I'm good. Your videos help in any time. Who are your top favorite comic book characters? That depends on which company we're talking. But overall, I'll just give you my number one overall, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my number one before everybody else. Nobody comes before him. So yeah. Yeah, like I said before, guys, you hearing that pop pop? That's fireworks. It's not gunfire. Trust me. Is 87 your birth? Your birth? No, not 87. I wasn't born in 1987. Who put that? Enid Hill. I hope I'm saying your name right. I was born in 1982, so I'm early 80s. So I grew up in the 80s, like grew up through the 80s into the 90s, everything like that. So I am an 80s brat, but 87, that's my cousin. He's an 87 baby. I'm a little older than that. 82, you do the math. How old I am, you'll get your age. You'll get how old I am. I got no issue telling people my age. People think it's crazy, but it's true. Tony, with Little Richard passing away, I wanted to know, do you have any memories of him, like favorite songs, anything like that? Little Richard was played a lot in my household, but my mom, she loved playing it. We would rock to, a lot of songs. It's tough to name one. But my fondest memory of him, what was our first memory of Little Richard? I think he guest starred on somebody's show or something like that when I was younger. And at first I instantly looked at him like I thought he was related to Michael Jackson at some point. Like I thought he was a relation to Michael Jackson. That's how when I was younger, I thought he was like his uncle or something like that. I'm like, my mom, God bless her, first of all, she had to tell me who he was and the impact he had on rock and roll. Him and Chuck Berry, they don't get enough credit for being the pioneers of rock and roll. They don't, and you can know why they don't. Him and Chuck Berry did more than anything Elvis did, and I am not afraid to say that. Elvis gets recognized as the king of rock and roll, but Little Richard and Chuck Berry were doing that way before Elvis was. Just saying. Hey Chris, how you doing? Okay, I'm doing as best good as I can, Caroline. Thank you. Francesca Hernandez, who do you buy merch from, Mr. Beast or PewDiePie merch? I don't buy it from any of them. There you go. I don't. The only merch that I'm definitely gonna buy I know for sure is definitely Dashy XP. That's my dude. My I consider him a mentor, Tyrone Magnus, because he kind of inspired me to do reactions. I'd probably buy some merch from Blasphemous HD as well, I Christine, definitely buy some stuff from her. But PewDiePie don't buy from. I don't even subscribe to PewDiePie at all, or Mr. B-Side. Mm. Um, Let me see the next person. Let's see. Next question comes from what games, Marion, what games for the PS5 have caught your attention? Outside of the ones that always caught my eye, like outside of the Spider-Man, outside of Resident Evil 8, outside of Hitman 3, Tokyo Ghostwire Tokyo. That caught my eye. I was like, ooh, that's nice. There's a couple of new Square Enix games that are coming out. Horizon, the second Horizon. I was not shocked that they announced that. I was like, I know that's going to get a sequel, and I'm glad it did. Horizon was a beautiful game. Oddworld. I was like, whoa, new Oddworld. I'm looking forward to that. There's a few other stuff, but yeah, definitely those stuff. Let's move on. The Miles Morales game is a spin-off game like the Uncharted game with that for Laura. Yeah, like I said, it's an expansion. It's like a spin-off for expansion. It's not a sequel. It's just showing Miles's point of view, but it does make me wonder, where's Peter at? Like, because I doubt that Miles is actually he's like got a section of New York. Because if that's Brooklyn, that's not Brooklyn. Because I know Brooklyn. I've been to Brooklyn, and there's not a lot of skyscrapers to be web slinging on. I can tell you that right now. So no. Wonder Man is one of the strongest heroes in the Marvel universe, pound for pound. Why doesn't he win a lot of fights? It depends on who's writing them. And number two, his powers are strong, but it kills him, if you know what I mean. He was having ionic poisoning. Remember, he's ionic energy. He's not flesh and blood anymore. And there was at one point the ionic energy was making him crazy. So he's easily sometimes turns real quick. You think you're the strongest, but sometimes somebody's just outsmarts you. Strength isn't everything, and you should know that. That's straight up. If that was the case, Hulk would win every fight, or Thor would win every fight. These are two powerhouses in the Marvel universe. Carol would win every fight. Sometimes Strange. That's why Doctor Doom, to me, is the greatest villain of all time, because he's a complete threat. You trying to outwit him in brains? He's got to challenge you for that. Strength, his armor is just as strong or even stronger than Iron Man's, and that's facts. Tony has to upgrade his armor. Doctor Doom don't upgrade his armor. When have you ever seen Doctor Doom upgrade his armor? You know why? Because his armor is so enhanced, and it's also got runes inside. There's magical runes that give him an edge. He knows alchemy. That's why if there's any villain that deserves a solo movie for Marvel, is Doctor Doom. His story, forget Magneto. Doctor Doom, go read his origin, and you can see, whoa, this could be turned into a movie to understand this guy a little better. Just think about that. Okay. Okay, Roger deleted the message. Have you played Days Gone? I have Days Gone. Yes, I have. I haven't finished it yet. JB and oh, this is Jay. What's good, Chris? It's Jay. How are you doing, bro? I am good, Jay. How are you? Um, I am good. Tony, I know you said you didn't like that Terry McGinnis was Bruce Wayne's son, but Terry was still able to make a choice about being Batman. So that does not really take away from his development. Any thoughts? No, it doesn't. But it doesn't take away from his thoughts. It doesn't take away from his character development. But the fact that they copped out with that that revelation that he is Bruce Wayne's biological son, that's a cop out. That made no sense to me. I looked at that and I'm like, yeah, so basically what you're saying is when Bruce got older, yeah, he was just leaving. The way they even said it, he was just leaving parts of himself all over the city. So it was either get his DNA. That sounds disgusting on one part, like oh yeah, it's like what is he jerking off all over the place? Like the way they sum that up, Waller said it was nasty at the same time. And we do know blood coagulates really fast. So it just that just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, why couldn't Terry just been he just came into the Batman universe, but he has no connection to Batman. The moment they did that, I was like, yeah, that took away a little bit of all the development you had with the character. That's me. That's just me. Caroline, would you like to see a Spider Gwen game? Um, maybe. I don't want them to go too crazy. Like everybody got to get a game now. No, don't do that. Don't do that because then it's like okay, we got to tell Spider Gwen's story now. You know, we I mean, it's I wouldn't mind it, but then I'm like, we're still taking away from. Okay, now we need another spinoff. It's taken away from the main story of Peter in a sense. Miles, and besides that, number two, Gwen is not even in the universe, or she's dead, in this universe, or she never came to be. And Spider Gwen, or not even her name's not even Spider Gwen, her name is Ghost Spider now. She calls Ghost Spider now. She's from another Earth, where in that Earth, Peter's dead because he became the Lizard, and it's his death that has her become, learn the great lesson of great power. Daredevil is a dick. He owns the hand. Like characters are way different in that. And I don't think I wouldn't mind because it'd be interesting to see people see the different variations of the heroes. Like Captain America is a young black woman in her world. The Punisher he's a cop, but he's like a straight up legit renegade cop. Like, the Spider-Gwen universe has a feel of Batgirl and her father, Commissioner Gordon. That's the best way I can describe her. But who knows? Gwen may show up in Miles's game. We don't know. You don't know. She could show up there. Yo, Chris, have you seen the Stargirl yet? It's great. The actress they got for Courtney really captures the character perfectly. I've watched one episode, and that was the first episode. I like it. I do like it. That for those who don't know, Stargirl was created by Jeff Johns after his sister who died in the famous TW. I forget the name of it, crash. She was on that plane. She died. So he commemorated her with this character, Courtney Whitmore. The only problem I have with it so far is that they killed off the JSA. I was like, they get no love in these like, and they're gonna bring on younger versions of JSA, and I'm like, I really wish they captured the real essence of Stargirl growing up with these veteran heroes. I get why they're doing it, but other than that, yeah, I did not like that. Killed off the JSA. I was like, nope. Uh, Adam Quintero. I hope I'm saying the name right. If I butchered, I apologize. Says, what do you find worse, driving with a headache or driving back with a stomach ache? I don't know because I don't drive. There you go. So, but just period, I don't like having a stomach ache. Um, I can deal with a headache, but stomach ache, I can't. But I don't drive. I live in New York. I don't need to drive really too much. I get around just fine without driving. And that's a story for another time. Okay. Dark Primus, don't you find it odd that Stargirl wears a Captain America style suit? No, don't find it odd because it represents Starman. Um, the kind of the character that she is based off of. She's kind of based off. So no, I don't mind it at all. It's cool. It's fine. You know, she's still kind of an American icon with the star staff, things like that. So it's cool. No problem at all. Oh God, my camera. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back, guys. Whew, sorry about that. We have power. There you go. Bingo. All right. Moving on. Next, JX. Well, she's part of the Starman family. Oh, she's talking. Yeah. Oh, she's talking. Yeah. She's yeah. See, there you go. That's the reason why. Um, DC and Marvel copy each other all the time. Stats and Stars and Stripes is basic and basic American. Um, they don't not all the time. There are some characters that have likenesses to some characters, but they don't copy them all the time. You make it sound like they're copying each other all the time. There's no character in DC like Spider-Man. Nope. There's no character in DC like Black Panther. Nope. Well, okay, but I'm talking. Well, besides that Red Lion character, that was a blatant, but I doubt he's not established. Um, when you look at a character like Deathstroke, a lot of people say, well, you know, Deadpool's like him. Yeah, I can somewhat understand that, but there's no character like Harley Quinn, you know, in Marvel. If you want to say maybe Typhoid Mary or somebody like that, but nobody's like Harley. Nobody's like Poison Ivy in the Marvel universe. You know, nobody's like Silver Surfer in DC. So they're not copying everybody. And besides, it's all about you still got to create original characters. You can't, you know, and that's something that both companies need to work on, in my opinion. When you're creating characters, you should also have originality as well, not copying off of somebody. Um, a lot of the Superman clones in various comics, not just DC, not just Marvel, but there's all over. It the concept is there, but the creation and the development is can be way different. Let's take, for example, Mark Grayson, Invincible. He's kind of like Superman, but he's way different. He's nothing like Superman. You know, there's the concept is there, but it's not the same. You know, it's just how you do it in a sense. Um, Today, this is Roger. Today, I was sad today because my dog passed. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, I'm sorry to hear that. You have my condolences. Yes, that's still part of his family. You have my condolences. Marion, my funniest Eddie Guerrero moment are either when he stole JBL's tires or when he sprayed Big Show with poop. Oh, uh, Eddie Guerrero, being a big wrestling fan that I am, Eddie Guerrero was I always like Eddie. I know there's a lot of people that just liked him when he came to WWE, but I was always a big Eddie Guerrero fan prior to him when he was in ECW and when he was in WCW. You know, that's why I really got to know the Guerrero family in general. So when he transitioned over into the WWE or WWF at the time, I was happy for him, and I was hoping that he would get the rub. And when they put him together with China, God bless both of them because they both passed away. It worked. And he kind of had that. He was more coming off as a stereotype of, especially a Mexican American. Kind of speaking with that stereotypical Latin accent. But other than that, he was great. He was a great worker, and he can get in there and work with anybody. The one thing the only thing I did not like about Eddie in terms of the company doing was when they did the whole thing with Eddie and Rey Mysterio when they were saying like Rey Mysterio's real son Dominic was Eddie's son. I thought that was stupid, and especially the end, like the ladder match that they had. It's ridiculous. Like, what the hell? It's just like, no. But no, Eddie was a treasure, and he's missed to this day. He's still missed to this day. There's not one wrestling fan that can't say they don't miss Eddie Guerrero. As much as we say we miss Owen Hart, Eddie Guerrero's just up there. Let's see. Darth Promise says, I haven't read much of Starman comics and lore, but I'm just saying, no, it's fine. It depends on the Starman you talk about. There's a couple of Starman, but yeah, that's why she wears that in homage to him. So true. People call Elvis Presley the king of rock and roll, but Little Richard was the true architect and king of. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's a reason why they don't do that. Jr. Davis says thoughts on Resident Evil 8. The Village looks good, looks great. Werewolves. Resident Evil going werewolves now. Y'all know how that puts a smile on my face. I'm a big werewolf fan. Which look like witches are in it as well. But the biggest problem I have with it, RJR, is Chris Redfield. Chris Redfield now looks, first of all, he looks fat. Okay, he looks fat. Like, he looks fat. Now he looks like one of those really those really secret G men. Like he works for a really secret organization. And I swear to God, if they make him a villain in this, I'll throw up. That'll make me throw up. I don't want to see any of the original RE characters turn villain. And I understand that they could build off, like, well, I can understand why he turned villain. We saw from Resident Evil 5 to 6 where he really kind of was really down his luck with all the men he lost, but Chris Redfield's like the Captain America of Resident Evil. He's so like straight edge, like you can't break him. And I would hate to see him get broken and turn, bad guy. RJR, I just don't want that. But it looks good. I'm looking forward to it. It's not a PS5 exclusive. That's actually going to be multi-platinum. But I will be getting it for PS5. Why? Because going back to nostalgia, like Resident Evil started on Sony, on the original PlayStation first. Next up, Tony, once again. Is Starling K. Brown or any or any good actor is officially casted as Jon Stewart. Oh, Sterling Brown. Okay, So he will be need to publish a video saying, I don't did Sterling Brown get cast? I don't think he get casted yet. I don't even think they still working on that Green Lantern Corps video movie. I hope they are. But Sterling Brown as Jon Stewart, I'd take it. Sterling Brown's a hell of an actor. He puts in that work, and I wouldn't mind if he doesn't get casted in a. He already got casted in a Marvel movie. He was in Black Panther. Who was he? Younger. I think he was Killmonger's dad. I think he was Killmonger's dad. Um, but yeah, Sterling Brown would be great. I know Michael Jai White now is throwing his hat into Jon Stewart. Michael Jai White's kind of getting a little crazy now. I don't know what he's on now. I'm telling you, are you having trouble at home, Mr. White? Because there's the Vlad TV interviews like he be doing. It's just like, what is your issue now? Like, what is going on? Like certain things. But now I know he's throwing his hat in. If they do continue this Green Lantern Corps movie, I'm looking forward to seeing who they get, because they're saying it's going to be 2 Earthling Green Lantern, and we all know it's probably going to be Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. They're not doing Kyle. Kyle gets treated like crap, and I hate that because I love Kyle Rayner. I'm not the biggest Guy Gardner fan, but I would love to see Kyle Rayner. I'll even take Simon Boz, Simon Boz or Jessica Cruz, somebody like that. Moving on. Ever played Spider-Man Web of Shadows? Seen gameplay of it. I don't think I played that one. Tony. Oh, thumbs up to Tony. Okay. Tony, what do you hope they? Well, what do you hope they? When do you hope they'll do Injustice 3 in terms of story and character? Take a lot of characters from the last, like for example, bring back Wonder, because the one thing I want them to do is bring Wonder Girl, Superboy, Connor Kent into the fold, because they're back. They're out of the Phantom Zone that Clark put them in. Bring back the whole characters of the Circle of Trust. So Blue Beetle, Firestar. I want Black Lightning up in there as a real character, not as a skin. Because now he's earned his spot. I want Static. That'd be great to put Static in there. Static was gonna be in the game because this concept of what he was gonna look like. Supergirl, bring her back. It'd be great to see Supergirl and Connor. And see that Connor has another family, because Superman Clark nearly killed Connor. He punched Connor so hard that Connor broke a rib and pierced his heart. And they had to put him in the Phantom Zone just so him to survive. And once he came out with Wonder Girl and Firestar and Tim Drake, Connor just passed out because he was dying. They had to give him a heart transplant. And this is the comics. And we're about to see a great reunion between Bruce and Tim. What happens? Fucking General Zod heat visioned him. Boom, killed him. So Bruce has no Robins that he cares about in the Injustice world. Dick Grayson dead, but he is the new dead man. He's the new dead man. Tim dead. That fool, that punk son of his, real son, because in the Injustice world, Bruce had 2 children. He had a son and a daughter. He didn't know about his daughter. And we haven't seen Stephanie Brown. It could either be the return of Superman, where he comes back out of the Phantom Zone or somebody else. They did Brainiac. I mean, is Darkseid dead in the Injustice? I can't remember. I haven't read all the comics, but no, I still it'd be. But I don't. Ed Boon and them are not working on it right now. He said he's got more plans outside of just Injustice and Mortal Kombat right now, and I'm fine with that. No need to rush. Marion, what was your action when Devil Hulk returned in the Immortal Hulk? I'm behind on Immortal Hulk, so that's kind of a spoiler for me, but I'm still looking forward to it. I'm behind on Immortal Hulk. I love Doom, Dr. Doom. What about the Doom Buster armor? That would give Tony a run for his money. Yeah, look, even outside of the Doom Buster, whenever Tony and Doom go at it, like Doom is always giving him a run. It don't matter. It's always he's always giving Tony a run. You know, hell, Doctor Doom's magic is almost on that same level as Doctor Strange. That's how strong he is. Like, it's amazing what this guy can do. But the problem with him, he's got that ego gets in his way. You know, Travis. Only one person who can match Doctor Doom is Reed Richards. In brain matter, yeah, brains like them going at it. It's like back and forth, and that's why Doom is the way he is. That's why I'm saying, like, whenever they bring those characters in to the MCU, which will probably be Phase 5 or so, like, you got to get the right. I already know who I want for Reed Richards and Sue. And nobody should be even remotely surprised at the actors I want. I want John Krasinski and his wife Emily Blunt. I want them as Reed and Sue. They already are married. They got the chemistry of a married, so they can play that married couple off. Period. It's Ben and Johnny who I have the hard time trying to cast. As for Doctor Doom, you need an actor who captures the essence of Doom. Like, one thing Doom is like, he's nobody's, he's not second rate to nobody. Like, me and Malcolm have always said, like, when he comes on, he has his own theme song, like how Darth Vader had that dun dun dun, dun when he comes on, Doom is like something like Van Cleef. Remember how you remember the character Van Cleef from Generator X? How he had his own theme, that boom, dun, 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 something like that would be great for Doom. But I think when Doom comes into the MCU, he's going to be treated with more respect than anything Fox and them did. Like, that. That's why I've said this. I say this all the time. Kevin Feige, in terms of the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, he's looking at everything that those companies, the previous people who had owned them, did, and he's like, we're going to do everything differently. We can do it better. Like, and that's the same thing with X-Men. He should look at everything Fox did and be like, yeah, I'm not going to have everything centered around Magneto. No. I can imagine him like sitting there and be like, okay, we're going to do the Sentinels again, but we're going to make them exactly what they should be. They shouldn't look like. Let me show you what I think. Let me show you exactly what I feel about when they brought in the Sentinels in Days of Future Past, which is one of my favorite X-Men movies, but this is what they reminded me of. They reminded me of Swiffer mops. The color scheme and everything. I was like, these look like giant Swiffer mops. I'm dead serious about that. They reminded me of giant Swiffer mops. And when we saw them in the future, They just reminded me of the Super Adaptoid from Marvel Comics, and I was just like, no. So I want them to be giant robots speaking in that very kind of mutant, just, you know, like, you remember how they talked in the animated Hulk mutant, you know, Hulk mutant, you know, unidentified mutant, ignore, you know, and I want Master Mold. The one thing I want Kevin Feige to do with the X-Men in the MCU is not focus on Magneto. I love Magneto, guys, don't get me wrong, but the X-Men have other villains. The one villain I want the most is Mr. Sinister, and we never got him. I don't care if they redo the Hellfire Club, because they did it. They brought Sebastian Shaw and them in it, but I love Kevin Bacon, but that wasn't Sebastian Shaw. They had his powers all wrong. And you talk about staying ethnically correct with the X-Men and, you know, diversity and everything like that. Yes, that's where it really counts. You know, and let me get this out of the way right now, because people, y'all gotta stop with this. There's a video going around here on YouTube, and it is kind of played up as but I've seen it on Facebook for the past this week. People going crazy because there's rumors that Beyonce is attached to some project, and they're already saying she's going to be Storm in Black Panther 2 or something like that. That's not confirmed, okay? And there's no way I'm going to believe Beyonce Knowles Carter is going to be Aurora Monroe. To me, no actress has truly captured Aurora Monroe Storm. Nobody has. Not Halle Berry, not Alexander Shipp. Both of them ladies, both of them beautiful sisters have not captured her right. When Storm has a presence, when she steps into a panel, boom, all eyes are, she is looked at as an equal, not as like, okay, yeah, whatever, Storm. No, when she's talking, all eyes are on her. Malcolm said it. He's like, we were like, it should be. I wish they could get someone taller. Because Storm is like 6 feet tall. Like, so I mean, you can find maybe somebody tall, but we need a Storm who has a presence and not just looked at as, oh, that's Storm, but she's just a secondary character. Storm, to me, I love Storm as the leader of the X-Men more than I love Cyclops. I love Cyclops. And Cyclops is another character that needs to be a redemption. James Marsden as Cyclops did nothing for that character. If you look at him in the comics compared to his live action, terrible. He's a terrible leader, a field leader. And I'll give you an example of this. Let's take it back to the first movie. They're in the Statue of Liberty, correct? They get captured by Magneto. Magneto sticks them all on the wall. Boom, boom, boom. And takes Cyclops' visor off. And so he's basically, if he doesn't know, he opens his eye, he's going to shoot Jean. Okay? What does he tell Storm to do? He says, Storm, fry him. If you're a good leader, right? You tell me, why would you tell someone who can bring down lightning to use it in a giant copper statue? And I love what Magneto said. Oh yes, a giant bolt of lightning in a copper statue, you'll kill us all. Like, yeah, that's good leadership right there. He was they really messed up Psycho. They messed up a lot of characters, and that's why them coming to the MCU is a good redemption for them. To me, not every X-Men needs to be put in an X-Men movie. They shouldn't all debut in an X-Men movie. I've said this many times, guys. Not all of them need to be bunched up in an X-Men movie. To me, the founding members should be the original five, older, and they should be a well-oiled team. That was another thing I hated about the X-Men movies. They were not a team. They were not a team. They were thank you. They were individuals to the most part that just happened to be put in a team. They had no chemistry until the third one somewhat, but still, it was a little too late to me. Like, that was one thing. So characters like Storm should not debut in the X-Men movie. So maybe the possible sequel. Like my biggest treat would be the original team with somebody else with a couple other members. I've always feel like the original team, the first X-Men team should be 8 members strong, and they get wrecked or kidnapped, almost in a sense, paying off to maybe they get captured on the island of Krakoa or something like that. Cyclops is able to escape, get back, and that ends the first movie. The second movie is homage to Giant Size X-Men, where Xavier brings in that team. Storm, Colossus, Sunfire, Nightcrawler, Banshee. I'm getting one of the Proud Star brothers, Thunderbird. Those characters like that, led Wolverine. There you go, led by Cyclops to rescue your first team. If they pull that shit off, that'll make me piss my pants, because I'm like, that's paying homage to Giant Size X-Men. I would love that, but I cannot. I will not. I have a big feeling, strong feeling, guys, that Kevin Feige, he's going to take this really seriously, and he's going to. So far, I've always said it, in Feige we trust. So far, Kevin Feige has not let us down in terms of everything he said he wanted to accomplish. And the biggest question yet is still going to be, where have mutants been all this time? And I wouldn't even mind if they say mutants have been around, but they've been so secret. Or maybe, they've been around, but Xavier has wiped. Anytime there's an event with a mutant, Xavier has wiped that world's memory. And it's not that he can't do that. He neuralizes them. And it's not like Xavier can't do that. I've seen him do it before. Him wipe the memory of the entire planet of something that happened. Put Cerebral on and pop, and that was it. I would not be surprised if they pull that like Xavier. Mutants have been around for years. They've always been around. They've just been hidden. And I wouldn't mind if they do that. Like anytime a big threat happened and it got notified about it, the professors, they're like, no, that never happened. And I wouldn't be surprised if the only person that did know about it is Nick Fury. Nick Fury is like the only person that knows that maybe Xavier says, okay, I can trust you, Nick, to keep our species a secret right now, because the world's not ready for us. I'm just saying. Good work. I'm sorry about that. I went on a rant. Yeah. Let's go. Moving on. Do you think they should release some delayed movies directly online? Like, no, I don't. Wonder Woman 84, I think, got moved now to October. And I don't think that's too much money. They'll lose money if they just release it online or something like that. Like I said, you're hearing fireworks out there. So no, I don't think that. I don't think they should release Black Widow or anything like that. A lot of movies got pushed back, but I don't agree with that. I hear a lot of people say it all the time. Oh, just release it. Just release it. No, the amount of money that they put into these movies, they trying to make that money back through box office, not through other memes, like I guess some movies like Scoob and all that were okay, but movie like Wonder Woman 84, Black Widow, John Wick, all of them, nah, those is coming straight. Those going right to theaters first, and I don't blame them. If Bulma were to die, who do you think would be hit the hardest? Is it that Bulma? Who do you think? Trunks? Vegeta? This is definitely gonna hit hard. Vegeta's already admit, like, yeah, he does love Bulma. You know, my Bulma. No, sorry. You know, like he don't play that. Like, Goku would be definitely hit hard. And most likely, if she died, they're gonna get the Dragon Balls and wish her back to life. Bulma's never died. I don't think she's ever died. So, yeah. But yeah, people will be hit hard. Um, uh, but Bulma. um, Maryland Wolves. Hey, Chris, you. Tony says, I consider that the current situation with China. Do you think that could impact the release of future movies like the remake of Mulan and Shang-Chi or anything like that? They're mostly Chinese. Not really. Not at the moment. Everything has still been put on the back burner right now. Mulan is finished. That movie's finished. That movie's done. Production, everything is done. It just hasn't come out yet. Um, so no. Um, uh, don't like Wildcats design. Oh, there's design in Starship. Yeah, it is. Ain't gonna lie. Caroline, there's a new theory on Avatar: The Last Airbender that suggests that Ty Lee is a descendant from the air nomads. What are your take on it? Nah, I don't. I don't think so. Um, Ty Lee, she's a great character, but I don't think she is. There's a lot of theories that are going around because Last Airbender. Once Last Airbender came back was on Netflix, you starting to see all these theories come out. But I doubt it. It's a nice theory, but nah. Uh, do you think? Do you think Nintendo should make a remaster of Super Mario 64? No. No, no. Jay, do you think in the PS5 games, Miles and Peter will operate similar to Wally and Barry, like split between Midtown and Uptown? I don't think so. I'm trying to figure out where Peter is. That'd be interesting. I mean, yeah, Uptown, Midtown. Like I said, if you don't know what Jay's talking about, guys, especially if you've never been to New York, there are different areas of Manhattan, the island of Manhattan. There are areas. There's Uptown, there's Midtown, there's Little Italy, Hell's Kitchen, which is not that big. The Daredevil makes it bigger, that section bigger than it is. It's not that big. Harlem, Spanish Harlem. Um, uh, then you got the financial district, theater district, all that. There's different areas in Manhattan. But I doubt it. I doubt it indeed. It's going to be interesting because we all know they know who Spider-Man is. So it makes me wonder about that also. Like when Miles is around, they're like, "You're not Spider-Man." Like Spider-Man, like you're not Spider-Man. Who are you? Like I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see that. Like who are you? You're Spider. No, you're not. Spider-Man doesn't sound like you. You sound like a kid. Um, what are your thoughts on the news that DC has dropped from it? That's like I said before. I just don't get it. It's just them getting away from Diamond, the distributor Diamond. We'll see where that goes. It is big because almost every comics are distributed by Diamond. So it's going to be really interesting. But yeah, don't I don't know where they're going with that one. The hell? Okay, come on. Okay. In Legend of Zelda, do you agree that the music for was creepy? Legend of Zelda has creepy music. Period. There's a lot of music in Legend of Zelda that's creepy. We talked about this. Me and Malcolm. We always talked about good soundtrack. Um, for a game is just as good as graphic storytelling. You don't have a good soundtrack, it takes away from it. Straight up, indeed. So yeah, you have to definitely have a big have a good soundtrack as well. There are musics from video games that just I'm like, man, that's just great. Like not too long ago, I'm playing the Division 2. I'm trying to finish that the DLC that came out, Warlords of New York, and I was chasing down one of the renegade division agent, and there's a board, there's a part of a level where we're inside an old tanker, and this music just came. I'm just like, oh my god, that music! Like, what is that? I was looking all over for it too. I looked on YouTube, like, did somebody have that? They don't have the full all of it, but it had some of it. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, somebody just said Storm is 5'11". That's nearly 6 feet. That's basically 6 feet tall. She's 6 feet tall. She's a tall woman. And nobody has captured that at all. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. I'm missing questions. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, there we go. Darth says, who would win in a fight between Doctor Doom and Norman Osborn in the Doctor Doom all the way? Doctor Doom, period. That's no question about it. Man. Norman ain't got the patience like Doom. Norman ain't like Doom at all. He'll get wrecked. He'll get wrecked. But it is what it is. That's it. I'm just saying. Uh, so we'll just have to see about that one. But it never happened. But they never fought. But it would be good. I'm all my money's on Doctor Doom all the way. Considering that Marvel, the MCU is used to using CGI very effectively, something. You think they should do Ben Grimm the same way they did Korg? No, not really. I want thing more practical than like Korg, where he's more CGI. They've tried that in that god awful one where Ben looked like a lump of shit. Terrible. I want them to go. I want a mixture of practical and digital. CGI, making Ben bigger than he is. Other than that, but no. Practical works. Practical, definitely. Travis, tip, favorite Invincible fight was Mark versus Conquest. Yeah, his fight with his dad, that was bloody. That was bloody. Just god awfully bloody. Fireworks, man. It's not even 4th of July yet. I don't get it. Tony, rest in peace to Mr. Denny O'Neil. Yes, Denny. We lost another legend of the industry. Denny O'Neil was one of the mans. The dude was one of the most influential writers. Batman, you know, he wrote some Daredevil, Green Lantern and Green Arrow. He wrote that. He's also one co-creator of Ra's al Ghul. So yeah, man, like we lost him. He was 81. I never had the pleasure of meeting him. I wish I could have met him, but yeah, he's a legend. And what's that saying? You know, legends never die. You know, he'll be remembered. Who do you think is more of a hothead, Revy or Baku from My Hero Academy? Baku, he's Revy's rage and hot-headedness is a reason for why she's like that. But she gets shit done better than that fool. He's a hothead, and people are able to beat him because there are times I don't see how he doesn't get beaten more because of his hot-headedness. He just is just hothead for no reason. And I don't hate him, but there are times I'm just like, I want somebody to put him in his place, just humble his ass. Because like when him and Deku had that fight, I swear I thought Deku was gonna win it, and he lost. But technically, Deku kind of won, not physically but mentally. You know, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me, like. But Revy just her hotness is somewhere differently. Barbara, what would you like a Spider-Verse game that's similar to Shattered Dimension, but with Miles and Spider? They may go that route. You don't know. They may go that route. I wouldn't mind that. Are you going to get Assassin's Creed? Assassin's Creed, what was that? 6? You talking about Vikings? Valhalla? Yeah. I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. Got all of them. Practically all of them. Yeah, dude. No, I got them all. Except for Unity and all that stuff. But all the ones that were good, I have. Origins, the last one's Origins, and the one that took place in Greece. I have them. I haven't touched them yet, but I have them. you know, sometimes they be having these sales. They be having them for dirt cheap, and I'm like, you know what? Take advantage of it, and I'll just buy them. I'm like, all right. So yeah. Marion, do you think it's possible that the reason for Chris Redfield becoming a villain is due to the PTSD he suffered from previous games? That's where a lot of people are thinking, but I'm hoping that's not the case. I don't want him as a villain. I don't want him falling into the new. I don't want Chris Redfield becoming the new Wesker. I don't want him to become that. I really don't. Tony Montana, along with his leadership and strategic skills with the optic, do you think that the MCU they are going to make Scott Summers shy or a bit different from his comic book version? He needs to be just like his comic book version, where he's a great leader. He is a great field leader, not shy. I don't need that. I don't need him being shy and quiet. No, he needs to stand out. Even when Wolverine gets in his face, he's just like, yeah, you know, if you get I'll shoot you. I got no question of giving you a little optic blast, boom. None of that. Like, like in a sense, like the funniest part, like there was a scene in Astonishing X-Men where Cyclops is sleeping with right in the bed with the bitch, Emma Frost. I don't like Emma Frost, and Wolverine is just hovering over his bed, like he's just on it like a gargoyle, just watching, and he's like, you know, Jean hasn't even been gone that long. You just jump right in. And the next panel, you just see optic blast and Wolverine going through the window. Cracked me up. I was laughing my head off with that. That's kind of how like Cyclops needs to be. You know, none of this shyness and you know, like I got nothing against James Marsden, but he was no good as Cyclops. None of the movies made Cyclops look good. Yeah, right. Right. Like people, yes. Yeah. So I'm just saying you need somebody that's gonna stand out. I know I had a friend, he's like, Cyclops needs to be tall too. I'm like, okay, height's one thing, okay, but you gotta have him somebody being betrayed, that character portrayal right. You know, the one thing I did not like about the X-Men movies for Fox was that Cyclops was the younger brother. Havoc was the older brother. And I love Havoc. He's actually I love him more than I like Cyclops. Yeah. But then the other thing about the X-Men movies, guys, is they contradicted themselves so much. If y'all didn't hear Malcolm back there, yeah. In the first X-Men movie, what did Professor Xavier tell Wolverine? Jean, Storm, Cyclops were three of my first students. Okay, we're going to hold you to that, right? Then they do First Class. Where was Jean, Cyclops, and Storm? Yeah, not there. They weren't there. It was so much contradiction in those movies. Like it was weird. Let's see. Am I losing? Okay, hold on. Oh, wait, I think I missed it. Shoot. Okay, Travis said, who's the hardest hitting boxer that's not Mike Tyson? George Foreman. You ever seen him punch somebody? Them like you just seen him on younger George Foreman. You ever seen him on a heavy bag, just hitting it? He has that bag going up, 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 up. It's not like it's just moving a little bit. That's all he knew how to do is hit hard. He was a hard hitter. And how did Ali beat him? He tired him out. But yeah, he's that everybody knew George hits hard. He was a hard hitter. Um, Tyson was an infighter. When he got in, that's it. Like, and then you weren't coming out. You get knocked out, or you better go down. Once he got in, that's it. That's where, in a sense, the character Ipo gets his kind of fighting style. Ipo, the peekaboo style. You know, he come in and he do the Jack Dempsey roll, whoop, whoop, and he once he got in, and that was it. And Ipo could hit hard too. So yeah, if you've never seen Hajino Ippo, great anime, great boxing anime. You should watch that. Good stuff. Um, if Kyle Rayner was an anime fan, I'd love to see him do a Kamehameha. That's from Skyham. What do you think of the romance between Hawkgirl and Jon Stewart in Justice League animated series? I didn't mind it. I thought it was interesting. I could was it like the first interracial No, I don't think it was the first interracial animated relationship, but I liked it. I thought it was great. And then it made even more sense when we saw Warhawk, and I was like, okay. Now that was done with more like development than Terry being Batman's son. I liked the Warhawk. It made sense. I'm like, okay. When they first showed Warhawk in Batman Beyond, and I'm like, okay, he's got to be somewhere. I thought he was like a relation to Hawkman. Then we find out that he's biracial. His mother is Shiera. His dad is John Stewart, Rex Stewart. And I love it. Like, I love when he said that, like, I'm Rex Stewart. And he's like, your mother, who is she? He's like, it's kind of obvious, isn't it, Dad? Like, who you think it is? Like, huh? What's up? You want something? Huh? Tell me. Just tell me what you want.
I was surprised they made him a little bit kind of darker.
Yeah, I mean, John. I mean, when you look at someone who is biracial, especially who has a white and a black parent, they do have more of a, not my color scheme, but it is like a little darker. But he wasn't as dark, as you know, as John. But it was still cool. I did like that, and I love the fact that it played up in the series after that episode. John would have like he's looking, because at that point he's still with Mari, he's still with Vixen, and the point basically, it's implying that somewhere in the future, him and Shiera either get back together or they have a one night stand, and because Shiera even said, "I still love you, John, and I'm always gonna love you," but and then. And I love when John came to him. It's like, look, I'm still with Vixen. I'm not gonna leave her, even though I saw the future, and the future can change, or could it? But I love where Shiera goes to Batman and it's just like, tell me about my son. Like, that was touching. I was like,
That's also, if you got in that situation, that puts you in a real bind.
yeah, it puts you in a bind.
Like, you're in a current relationship, and you just see a people where it's bound to happen, but it's like, you just, yeah, what I'm with now, yeah, you can't be together, oh, how come? I can't tell you that. I saw the future.
Yeah, like
and at the risk of not, and also at the risk of not having my son come into existence, I gotta break things off with you.
Yeah, like
because
that's.
if I don't come with you, if I'm with you, then my son and nephew doesn't go on to exist.
Right. Yeah. Like it's a real tough spot that that John was put in, but they handle it well, in my opinion. But yeah, I did not mind their relationship. I thought it was cool. Um, excuse me. I thought it was really cool. It developed very well, because it was always like she would always tease John throughout all the episodes up until where he finally removed her mask, and he kind of got to see what she really looks like, and then they kissed on I think they were on the space station, and yeah, it was great. It was fun. And then when the rest of the Thanagarians came and tried to conquer Earth and use it as some kind of backwards to get to their enemies, basically implying, this Earth's going to get destroyed, but it's for the greater good. So you're going to commit genocide so we can conquer our enemies. Yeah, it was, and I'll never forget it when she popped John in the back of the head with that mace. I was like, how he ain't bust his head open? Like how he ain't dead? Like, and I love where she said, "You're gonna turn your back on me." He's like, "Why? She could sucker punch me again?" Like, it was really tough. That was tough. That was tough, and and then all the hate that she got afterwards. Like, people they hated Thanagarians, you know.
That just started an invasion.
Yep, it was like, yeah. And then of course when they brought in, remember when they brought in Hawkman, played by James Remar, who's on Black Lightning now. He voiced the character, and that's when they really went deep into the Hawkman, Hawkgirl's origin, because their origin is just really crazy. Like, I got a friend, she was a huge Hawkman fan, like, and Carter Hall and all this stuff. Their origin is just really weird. Like, it's all over. It goes from like alien to like ancient Egypt. It's all over the place. That's why you can't really trace their origin like to one set. It's really weird, but that was good. Roger Coggins says, I'm thinking of being a YouTuber. What's your answer to being a YouTuber? That's a good question. I don't get that many questions about that. The major thing is consistency. Consistency, meaning you have to put out content. Not every day, but enough content that people will come back to you and things like that. You know, there are times I'll go a week without putting some, but I'll put some the next week and people still follow it. But it is about consistency. If you're not consistent, then nobody's gonna come by. You know, if you plan out your vids or plan out whatever you try to do, that works too. If you feel you don't want to go off the cuff, because most of the time I do go off the cuff. I don't write out a script or anything what I'm gonna do, but I get my point across. But consistency is definitely the key. Know what you want to talk about. Know what you want to do with your channel. That's one of the big things too. If you don't know what you want to do with it, yeah, you could have problems. Never, I would say to some degree, never limit yourself to one thing, but don't overexpose yourself to certain things. Like if you're good at, let's say, like you're good at like unboxings, because you see a lot of people do that, like unboxing and things like. Go into it. You know, if you like doing like taste tests, like you do that stuff, because I do that. I started finally doing that, like I'm trying a new thing for the first time. I haven't done it in a while. There's some stuff I planned for it. But yeah, do that. You know, if you're a gamer and you want to use this as your platform, then cool. You know, then do your gaming. But even YouTube gamers, that's where really you got to be constant on that. You definitely got to be constant on that. I don't consider myself a YouTube gamer. Like, I do have a gaming channel, but I'm not on it like that. Like, I have to put out something every day. But it's all about consistency. All about consistency. If you're more consistent content, people are going to come. Yeah. Where was it? Bruce and Tim. Why does that seem to ring a bell? Laughing out. Yeah. Bruce, Tim. Yeah, I get it. Mike, you want something to drink with that? You good? Okay. Yeah. And with that being said, yeah, like I said, with that being said, like I said, guys, yeah, Bruce Tim, that was fine. I'm sorry, I'm bugging on something. Jay asks me, do you think Marvel should try their hand at anime series again? I love to see it. The Blade anime was dope. Yeah, I wouldn't mind them, going back into anime. If I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind, an anime for something, maybe a new, like a Daredevil anime. I think would work. The Blade anime was good. I like the X-Men one. I did not like the Iron Man one too much because I didn't like the mixture of 2D anime with 3D. I didn't like that. And the Wolverine kind of pissed me off because I wasn't a big fan of the actor who played him, and he just sounded like he was constipated. The American dub, you know, um, Jesus. Okay, that's a car backing up right there. And that shook this room. I felt that. Okay. But no, I feel that I wouldn't mind a more anime. The Blade was good, but then there was one thing I did not like about it. He would do the same technique over, and he, yeah, he would do that same technique over, and then I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, do something else. But other than that, it was good. I didn't mind it. Um, and they stayed true to Blade's origin, which I love. They stayed true to his European origin. That yeah, Blade is from England, and then everything like that. I thought that was brilliant that they did that, and that's one thing I'm hoping they stay true to Blade in the MCU is like they stay true that his mother is from England. He's from England. His mother was in a British brothel, got bit by the vampire with two fangs, Deacon Frost. His bite incorporated with Blade because she was already pregnant with Blade. And then, of course, that bite mutated him. Given basically, Blade is a dampfire. He's still a dampfire, which is depending how you classify. Because a lot of people say, well, you can only be a dampfire if one of your parents is a vampire, the other parent is human. But he's still a dampfire. Yeah, man. Pretty much. Let's see what else. But yeah, Jay, I definitely would like a more anime. If the Elseworld stories, what if? I can't wait to see that. The what if stuff is good. I hope they do more. By the time they make a sequel to Man of Steel, I'll be 10 years since then. It'll be 10 years. Do you think Henry Cavill can still play Superman for a long time? Uh, as of right now, it seems like they're working with him to be Superman. I mean, Henry Cavill's not even in his 40s yet, so he's fine. More importantly, they're doing that. What I don't like is they wanted to be kind of more in that supportive role, and I'm like, Superman is not supportive. I mean, he's supportive, but he's not, and that's not the role for him. He stands out, and we still need a proper sequel to Man of Steel, not him starring with somebody else or anything like that. Proper. Y'all see where I'm going with that one? No, I'm sorry. um. Okay, hold on. Okay. Next up, let's keep going. Okay. Let's see, Tony. Bryan Cranston can play Doctor Doom. I actually want Bryan Cranston to play Professor Xavier. Do you think we will be? Do you think this is from Marion? Do you think we'll be the one to kill Michael Myers? Who? Who's going to kill Michael Myers? I don't know who's going to kill him. I don't know. Who do you think will be the one? Oh, okay. I wrote it wrong. I read it wrong. Who do you think will be the one to kill Michael Myers? Um, in a sense, I still feel that because there's going to be two more movies, and Jamie Lee Curtis is in both of them. I think it's going to come down to Laurie and Michael. They're going to kill each other. It That would be a way to end the cycle. Like they both get killed. Like maybe Laurie grabs Michael and they both leap into something that's supposed to kill him, and it's yeah, right. It's gonna have to be some kind of lava or a mince maker where they just get tore up like because this guy survived an explosion and he was getting
and you can tell because you can see like burn marks,
yeah
like the fire on his face. And somebody commented was like, "Oh, I thought he died." I'm like, no. If you listen at the end of the credits, you hear a breath.
yeah you're hearing a breath here.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean first of all, the fact that this guy, you go watch that movie back, he's just looking up at them, even when the fire is all burning around, he's just like,
that's when you finally see it.
You see his eyes, and he's no, and by the time, and also we got also taking, and don't even take into account, well, he's gonna be probably in his 70s. Fuck that, because this man was in his 60s in that movie, and he was doing shit that you would think, what the hell? Like he took a tire iron to the face, a tire iron, and walked it off. Michael Myers, that's the reason why Michael Myers scares me, is because he has that abnormal strength that is just out of control.
And like sudden speed.
He has
closing speed.
Closing speed. He has this explosive speed where it's just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, how are you moving that fast? Like, he's not like Jason. It's Michael Myers that, like, y'all ask me that all the time. I get that question a lot. Which horror icon really scares you, Chris? I say it all the time. I say it again, Michael Myers. Not just in the fact that it's more based on realism. It's just that's scary that there could be somebody out here that has that kind of they have no empathy for anything. They just want to see the world burn. They just want to hurt people. And Michael Myers represents that. He just wants to hurt people. With no motive. There's still no clear motive of why he does the thing he does. Yeah. Because of this. Yes, Rob Zombie tried to do it and try to go into the case of why he does a thing. And I give Mr. Zombie credit for where he tried to go with it, but it's the scarier thing is that we don't know why he does it, why he stalks somebody. Like the whole concept of Halloween, the first Halloween. What was so special about Laurie? She was just babysitting that whole time. Like she was just babysitting. I mean, it's Jamie Lee Curtis, and let's Jamie Lee Curtis younger in her heyday. I mean, she was hot as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, yo, okay. So I could get that, but she did nothing to him. He just started stalking her, and this peeping around the corner. I can't tell you how many comic conventions I've gone to where guys dressed up as Michael Myers are doing that, just at a corner and be like, do that, and just staring. And I'll walk by him, yo, Mike, what are you doing? And I'll come behind him and like, yo, Mike, who are you staring at? Yeah, I ever told you guys that story before where I went to, I think it was New York Comic Con 2000, I want to say 18. I think it was 18. And there was a guy dressed up as Michael Myers, and I was like, yo, what's up, Mike? And he, tall dude too. He was like, and I was like, can I take a picture with you? He's like, yeah, sure. I was like, I want you to do is choke me. And he's like, you sure? I was like, yeah, choke me. And his girlfriend was going to take my picture. I gave her my phone. I was like, here, take the picture. And the first time he choked me, like had his hand around my neck. and she was like, I was resting up. He was choking me so hard, like I felt my Adam's apple going a different direction. I was like, and I was like, okay, whoa. And he was like, you all right? I was like, yeah, you got a little too much in the character. He choked me so bad, like I was like, okay, whoa. So we had to do it again. But he was like, you all right? I was like, yeah. And he was a big dude, so he not like mass, just tall. He was just tall. And most people are taller than me. So, but he was just huge. So the mask, everything solidified Michael Myers, and he choked me. And it wasn't just him. And then I got a picture with a girl dressed up as Freddy Krueger. And I said, what I want you to do is come have your hand come up through my right arm with the claw over my neck, like coming across, like, and you kind of peeping over, like over my shoulder. And we got that picture. It was really cool. I think y'all showed you that picture. If I didn't, I might have to show you guys that picture. I think I could show it now. I might could show it. I don't know how good the camera, but let me show it to you. I keep it archived in my photos on in my Google Photos. I'll just go to my album 2018. Here we go. I'll show you the Michael Myers one too, but it was different. The first time he choked the hell out of me. I'm dead serious, guys. He choked that. Okay. This is me and Mike. That's me and Michael Myers getting choked right there. Now I had to, like I said, he choked the hell out of me earlier. This was the second take. His girlfriend took the picture. That was me. That's 2018 Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. Choked that. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, yo, you choked me too. And then here is the picture. Let me see if I get the all right. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. That's me and Deathstroke, and he choked. He's gonna cut my head off. Right. That was funny. That was funny. And where is it? Where's the here we go. There, me and Freddy. That's the picture right there. Freddy coming over. There it is. That's it right there. So yeah, that was Freddy. But yeah, every time that's the one thing I do miss about conventions right now. Like I told you guys before, like I was supposed to have been at 2 conventions. I was supposed to be at 2 conventions this month. I was supposed to be in last week. I think it was last week or so, or this week coming up, I believe. This week I was supposed to be getting ready to gear up and head down to Virginia for the Thai Water Convention, but that got canceled. Prior to that, the first week of May, everything is supposed to happen in May. So yeah, I was supposed to be we're in June now. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, I was supposed to go to Washington D.C. for Awesome Con. I was going to go down there for a day. So I'm really nervous, and I don't think New York Comic Con may happen this year. If it don't, it's better safe than sorry. I don't mind it, but I do miss conventions. I miss vlogging at conventions and talking to different cosplayers and, seeing items and everything like that. Doing stuff like this, taking pictures with like characters like Rainbow Bright and stuff like that. I can tell you right now, she touched my booty, and she started whispering some really naughty things in my ear. I'm not even joking about that. Yeah, yeah. She said, I wasn't joking when I put that picture of like Rainbow Bright's over here talking. She was talking some dirty stuff to me. Like I had to keep a straight face with that picture. Like I was remember I put it up. I said she was touching me and I was not joking about that. I wasn't kidding. She was actually she touched my booty. I was like, what the she grabbed it. I'm like, and then she started saying some very naughty things. I was like, okay, and I was trying not to laugh. Like it's funny because she's in a helmet and so it's echoing a little bit. So it's like she's like, I'm my like one of the things I think I could say it here. She was like, oh, my breasts are sweating so bad. I'm like, so it's echoing like my breasts are really so bad. Like I was like, okay. So I'm smiling and I'm like, like, okay, you gotta like I'm like, yo, I gotta stop. So I had to walk away, cracking up laughing because I was like, yo, what did you I was she just grabbed it. She's like, oh, she just like first she had her hand around my back, right? And don't I just felt her hand going down my back, and then she just went pop. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, okay. And then she started saying, then she said, hey, she's like, and she said, you know what? And I'm like, before the picture was taken, she's like, my breasts are sweating so bad. I'm like, I'm like, okay. I was dead serious. Well, that cracked me up. That oh man, those. I'm not saying it on here. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, there's some. I'm not saying all that stuff. No, I'm not getting no strikes. It got a little. No, we. Yeah, it got split. Yeah, I wasn't doing that. Yeah, Rainbow Bright. Yeah, you could tell she kind of grew up. Like, yeah, she horny as fuck. I'm sorry. Uh, all right, moving on. Oh man. Um. Uh. Tony Montana for Doctor Doom in the MCU. They could make him a native of Sokovia, have him take over the country and rename it Latveria. Do you think? No, because Sokovia is gone. That was the whole city. That was nah. They got to just do Latveria. Like that was it. As much as I overall love the Fox movie, they didn't showcase enough of the X-Men universe. You damn right. You damn right. Yeah, Feige and them have so much they can work with in terms of the X-Men part of the universe.
Even though like X2, First Class, and Days of Future Past, and of course the Wolverine and Logan. But you know the actual X-Men movie, just the X-Men. With the track record of Kevin Feige and MCU, they don't even the thing is they don't even have to try their best to be better than
exactly. They don't. They really don't. They don't.
Their track record, they don't even have to try to be better.
They don't.
To actually, yeah, this is already better than.
Nope, they really don't.
They really don't.
They really don't.
If their most decent effort could probably be better.
They really don't. Yeah, that's word. That is that. I put that on Wise. That's for real. Yeah, they don't even have to be that better. Because Kevin Feige just will do that. Period. He's like, okay, yeah. Oh, y'all think y'all thought those are great? Well, take this. And you don't believe me? Watch this. And don't give me the whole like, well, Wolverine, they can't go all. You know what? Okay. But the fact is, like, Logan was great. Wolverine was great. The Wolverine was great. But outside of that and Days of Future Past, a lot of Apocalypse, I'm going to call right, Apocalypse sucked. Okay? Apocalypse sucked. Again, they suck. And the one thing that Feige needs to do and do it right, do not, to the love of God, try to twist characters, make them redeemable. Like, don't make no Mystique no good guy. She don't give a fuck about anybody. There's only one person she cares about. and that's her love or destiny. She don't care about her kids. She don't care. She don't care about anybody. But and that's my biggest issue sometimes with redeeming villains, like trying to give them redeeming quality. That's why I hated what they did with Kylo Ren. I'm like, that fool should have died a villain. Don't make the fact that this fool killed it. You don't redeem somebody who killed their parents. Like, no, I'm not. No. I'm a call you out on that. Like, nope. He should have died. He should have died. Die. I'm just saying. Yeah, don't do that. Like, no way. So screw that. Just nah. Nah, son. Nah. Let's see. Let's see. Moving on. I remember seeing you start Owl House. What do you think of it? It's my favorite new show, animated series out. I still have episodes on my DVR to watch, Jay, but I really enjoy it. It's a really good show. I like the concept. I like the presentation. It's done with respect. You don't. What one thing I love about the show is, like, yes, the main star is of Latina heritage, but it's not played up like, oh, you gotta love it because the main protagonist is Latina. It's not played up like that. She just happens to be Spanish, but it's still a good show, and you see the development of her. Like, she really likes this, but her parents want her to do this and that. But it's a really good show. I gotta finish it. I still have episodes on my DVR to watch. But it's a we watched, like, I watched like the first three episodes. Yeah, it was because they had a marathon going on. It was good, but it's a good show. I sat down, I was like, I'm gonna watch this, and I loved it. As much it's such a cop out when X-Men Apocalypse teased Sinister with a briefcase, and yet we never see him in any. Damn right. That's why Feige should be like, Sinister's going to be our big bad for X-Men. I would not mind if they play him off like a boogeyman, like kind of like Voldemort. Like, you don't see him until finally you see them red eyes, and he comes out like, they say something like, he kind of pulls off, "My name is Sinister, Mr. Sinister." Like, and he's like in the camp, like he's all close up, like them teeth are showing, like, that should be like, yeah, like, we don't say his name. He's like, he who we do not speak of. Or like that, something like that. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I'm just saying, like, that'd be seriously crazy. Tony Montana, you said once that Galactus is not exactly a villain. Could you explain that one? Okay. All right. Good. Pretty simple. It's not really hard. Galactus is not a villain. He does what he does because basically he has the power cosmic, and in a sense, it's kind of like he has like an intergalactic tapeworm in him. He hungers. He's not really eating planets. He's taking the resources and everything of that. It's not like he's going on a planet and go, house.
Yeah. You think Galactus, like, he gets a napkin and
yeah. He's like, he's not like,
and he say his prayers.
Yeah, he's saying his prayers. It's not like that. It's not like he's eating, because they played that up in the Tick with that character. He ate planets, and you actually see him like eating planets. He's taking the resources of that, the essence of the planet, to crave his hunger. Galactus has a very tragic background. You read into it, you can understand it more. But he's not a villain. He does what he does to survive, but he's not a villain. What he does may come off villainous, but Galactus does kind of give you a sense of like with his heralds, hence why Silver Surfer and all his other heralds are like that. Like, okay, they go out, look for the planet, and then they report back to Galactus. However, with Norrin Rad, aka Silver Surfer, when he became when his planet got under attack by Galactus Zen-La, that was the name of the planet, his planet. You know, he basically said, I'll be your herald. I'll be your herald and take you. His plan was to go to non-inhabited planets where Galactus can feed off of and no problem. You know, the planet will be destroyed, but there's no life on it. That was his plan. However, when he got turned into the Silver Surfer, it altered his mind. So he lost all thoughts of what he wanted to do until finally it became obvious when he came to Earth and he met Elisa Masters, Ben Grimm's wife. And he started to realize that life is worth saving. And it took a woman who's blind for him to show him that again. And then later on, he started to get his memory back of who he really was. But Galactus is not bad.
He's just a antagonist.
He's just yeah.
His source of living affects
us.
Think about it like this.
Be right back.
Okay. It's like if a tiger or so is hungry and it needs to hunt. And it needs to hunt. Well, if you just so happen to be that prey, that doesn't necessarily make it a villain because it needs to feed. It just so happens that you have to be the prey. Now if that person or that tiger or so, like the lions from the movie Ghost in the Darkness, where they just went around killing people. They were basically serial killers. That's where they were villainous lions. But with Galactus, it's just a case of where, now I sound like a narrator because you guys can't see me. It's more because what he needs to do to live just so happens to have a negative effect on us because it's our Earth, it's our world. But he's not doing it because he's evil. No, he's doing it because he's hungry. He doesn't want to starve. No starving Galactus. Come on.
What was I? Sorry about that, guys. I had to pick something up. So yeah, Galactus, like I said, Galactus, he may do villainous things, but he's not. Now Marvel versus Capcom 3, he's basically a flat out villain, which he shouldn't be, but that's it. He damn sure shouldn't be that, but he is. He sure is with that. But he's not a villain. He's not a villain. I'm just not a villain, guys. Okay, moving on. Where we at? Hold on. Okay, I keep getting. All right, where are we? I'm missing things. Let's see. I'm missing. I'm missing. I'm missing questions. I know I am. See, I knew it. I knew I missed some questions. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Sorry. Ooh, okay. Whoa, there's a bunch of questions. Okay, I missed it. I only like the first two X-Men film. After that, they kind of went to shit. Not me. Nah, Days of Future Past is the best out of all of them. That was almost perfectly done well for a storyline that was only 2 issues in the comics. The only thing I did not like about it was that they used Wolverine instead of using Kitty. That's who. They used Kitty as Kitty got some new mutation where she could send people in the past. I was like, yeah, that don't make sense to me. Okay. Okay. Also, Batwoman news was confirmed. Not gonna lie, that shit pissed me off. The Batwoman, yeah, okay, yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit, Jay. Because, like, look, man. First of all, if anybody doesn't like, you know, Batwoman or don't care about the show, fine, that's fine. You don't have to talk. But I kind of do. I want to talk about because to me, what the hell? I'm like Marvin Gaye. I don't know what the hell is going on. Okay, because me and Michael were actually talking about this earlier today. We're like, I don't care when or where, but Ruby Rose is gonna have to come out and explain to people why she left. You know, there's all these excuses, all these rumors that she was difficult to work with. She didn't acclimate well to Vancouver life. She wasn't ready for a lead role. You know, blah blah blah, all these other things. Whatever she decides to tell somebody, or when she decides to admit it, the point is that she needs to explain, because it's going to be, why'd you leave? People are always going to, no matter, that's going to follow her career, or even more, even hurt her career. Mark and I talked about that. We talked about that, Jay. We're like, no studio probably were ever going to be like, give her a leading role anymore. Because we're like, well, why should we give a person a leading role after she quit? Why should we give her a leading role after she quit Batgirl? See what she did with Batwoman? The show got renewed and everything, and she quit. No explanation. She quit. And then now CW is going on like they're going to make a new character. Then there was talks that they're going to kill her character, kill Kate Kane off. And now they're saying they're not going to do that. And it's like willy-nilly. All this stuff was just weird because everything was being built up to the next crossover with her, Batwoman, and Superman, Tyler Hoechlin, Superman, and them trying to find this CW's Batman, Bruce, because he's still kind of like missing or some shit like that. That was the big key to find her, find Bruce. I find that really stupid, in a sense. Like, I really find it weird that she has left the show. She left the show. 2 days after, before the finale even aired. I find it weird. I find it stupid. It's like you were given this opportunity and you threw it away. I remember her on Jimmy Fallon or somebody, I know it was on a late show, and she talked about how here was a character. She never felt like she was connected to any character in comics, just any fictional character, because of who she is. She is an openly gay actress, and I have nothing against that. Very proud of who she is. That's great. So when you find a character like Kate Kane, excuse me, I say Kate Bishop, excuse me, Kate Kane, who is completely 100% a gay character from the LGBT community. From day one, she was gay. There was nobody rewrote that. No, she was gay from the start. So, and she and I'm listening to her talk about it, and I'm like, well, good for you. Like good that you found somebody like. I was happy for her. I knew who she was. But she's never been in a starring role. She always was supportive, whether it was John Wick, whether it was Orange is the New Black, whether it was The Meg, Triple X, all these movies that she's been in, she was like supportive. She never had that role. She never had that until finally she did get it. And she let it go. And there's no real reason for me to unbelieve and say, yeah, you let that go. Why? Yeah, like I thought CW signed her to a contract. I really did. Yeah, I guess. And the fact that it did go on, and it's just like, hey, like we got to. Yes, I'll admit the first season, but you get a second opportunity to rise to the occasion. It's kind of like how we all said about Arrow. First season was like, that second season came on. It was like, what an improvement. And then yeah, but that no, we don't talk about that one. But yeah, you give them, you do that, and then you just, it's like no, it's like why'd you do that? Yeah, like my thing was, Jay, was I thought, okay, maybe somebody is sick in her family. I was hoping like maybe somebody in her family got, and I was like, oh God. So I'm like, okay, worried, but there's no explanation of it. Yeah, it's so weird to me, and I that's yeah, just leave like that. You just yeah. There was you heard none of that. There was never the only thing we heard from was that she got injured. She that was it. You never heard anything from her saying, "Oh, like she's difficult to work with." That's why when you started hearing all that stuff, I'm like, okay, where's this all coming from? The point is that this is probably going to hurt the series now more than ever because you're going to start over with a new character to portray an already established character instead of just casting a new character, a new actress to play Kate Kane. My opinion, if they wanted to start all over with it, they should have kept it in the Kane family. They could have went Betty Kane, Flamebird, Kate's cousin. Instead, you going a new. I would have just gone with the. I would have went with Kate Betty Kane, not start with some new character called. I think her name is Ryan Waller or something like that. No, no, thank you. It's just really weird. It's very weird. It's just It's really weird. So sudden. It's just really, really weird. And it just makes you right. It's like she should have known that. I just, it's just, it that bothers me. That, yep. And I'm telling you, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what, people are gonna ask her. That's the thing. All right, moving on. Should Matt Smith play Brainiac in Man of Steel 2? Matt Smith, the Doctor. Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah. I wouldn't mind. It'd be. No. He's just saying. I would love a Man of Steel 2. Yep. I would love a Man of Steel 2, but yeah, we ain't getting it. And I don't know. They keep saying like, yeah, it's just not. It's not in the cards, or it won't. Yeah, or yeah, whatever, man. Like they just, it is what it is. Nope. So they and now they want to bring him back, but it's just to me, it's like got the support of everybody. Like here, Henry, they did Cavill dirty, and he wasn't even a bad Superman. He just had bad material, dirty. They did him dirty, huh? Yeah, very cynical. It was dirty. Y'all doing dirty. I hated that. Like, just Christ, man. Whatever. All right, moving on. Skip some questions. Okay. One thing I need for sure is for them to do Kitty justice. Yeah, Kitty. Emily Page is a great actress, but she was barely a character. Yeah, I mean, Kitty's another one that definitely needs to be done right. Yeah, who's hiding, dickhead? Like, you need a better version of Kitty, for sure. Kitty. It's just it's Kitty pride, man. It's like she's so much more than what people think she is, and you know, is she one of my favorite X-women? Yes, she is. So I definitely want to see her done better. And like I said, like Jay said, Emily Page is a great actress. Don't get me wrong, but could have been a better Kitty. Um, more material, yeah, or more material. Yeah, she did Juno and all that stuff. Um, yeah, y'all keep hearing the Fourth of July. I'm just telling you, it's fireworks. Marilyn, do you think they should have ended the X-Men franchise at Logan? Uh, I, yeah. I mean, I understand where you're coming from with that, because practically they were all dead as it is. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it is. So, um, Yeah, you know, I can understand, but yeah, like just yeah, I get it. But yeah, I'm just it is what it is. Um, yeah. I just Mojo napped the X-Men, save Scott. He then recruits Orall. That's a good one too. Yeah. Mojo takes the X-Men and there you go. That's a good way of introducing Mojo. Another villain that we never seen. And I think he can be done with such creepiness that would scare kids. Like this spineless robot psych looking like with the coming at you. Oh, we're gonna make so much fun. And but he's really yeah, they get trapped in Mojo's world. That's a good one, Scott. I like that. I like that too. I really hope they develop Aunt May more in the MCU in the next Spidey because so far I don't feel like Miss uh, Tomei is Aunt May. She's more like Stacy's mom. What do you think? That's the problem. They missed the joke that Peter's got this hot aunt. That would have been so much cooler if they had done that, but they didn't. I would have loved that. Like everybody cracks on Peter, but it's like, but this dude's got that. He's got that hot mom, that hot aunt. Like I don't mind that they got Marissa Tomei. I don't, and I understand that they had to go a little younger with because Marissa Tomei is just in her 50s. I understand that. Like it would have been weird if they had Peter aunt looking like she should be in her 80s or something like that. To me, Aunt May is technically his aunt, but she looks more like his great aunt. You know, it does. It's like it's his grandmother or great aunt. Like I said, like the sister to his grandmother. Remember, Peter's his father is Ben's brother. So Uncle Ben, his father Richard, and then of course May is which her maiden name is Riley. So that's where the Riley comes from. May, and then there's Mary Parker, his mother. But yeah, that's kind of the tree line, the family tree in a sense. But the fact is, yeah, I don't mind them not putting too much emphasis on Aunt May. My biggest issue right now with the MCU Spider is no emphasis on Uncle Ben, who is a more important character than Aunt May. And nobody can argue that. The fact, I understand them saying, yeah, we don't want to do the origin again. That's fine. But you got to understand where Peter got this responsibility from. It ain't Tony Stark. He got it from Uncle Ben. It's Uncle Ben that gave him that lesson, which I feel that they're building up to him saying that great power with great, like they built, and that's why I'm not even really mad about him not saying it yet, because they built that up with they built that up with Cap saying Avengers Assemble. They built that up. So I won't be surprised if Peter says it in this next one, which would make a lot of sense for him, but it would be great if we see splashbacks of the man that made him who he is in a sense. The man who taught him that lesson. With great power comes great responsibility. That's definitely a key to that. Like with great power comes great responsibility. You can't You can't just say, "Oh, well, no, we don't need to. You don't need to put Uncle Ben in it." Yeah, you do. You kind of do. He is needed. He's necessary. I don't care if it's a goddamn picture or something. Like, it's just a point of knowing that there was somebody else before Peter's admiration to Tony Stark came about. Why he became Spider-Man. And not just, I just wanted to look out for the little guys. There's more to that. Don't hide that. Don't negate that. Simple. I don't care if it is. Like, if you're going to say, "Oh, well, I swear to, kid you not, if they say Tobey Maguire has been casted as Uncle Ben," I'll be like, "Okay, good. I wouldn't mind." Toby's in his late 40s or so. Perfect. Like, I'm fine with that. But at least give Uncle Ben a sense for people to understand why Peter became this character. He didn't just, once he got his powers, he did not just like, "I'm going to be a superhero." No, it was a tragic event that made him turn that path and go, "Okay, that's never going to happen to anybody else again on my watch." Now I'm hearing cats. Yep, I'm hearing stray cats outside. Jesus Christ. And stray cats from to to stray cats to fireworks. Like, yeah, it's crazy at times. Um, yeah, it's kind of crazy sometimes. Like I said, guys, at least the fireworks have stopped. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm enjoying this, guys. I really am. Shouts out to everybody who stuck around. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see. I want to see that movie. Do you think the stuff with Universal has something to do with the Hulk being toned down? Yeah. I don't get Universal. Period. Um, I really don't. I really don't with Universal. Universal, to me, I thought the key was they only continue to hold the rights to these characters unless they keep putting out stuff. So how the hell does Universal still own rights to Hulk when they haven't put a movie out for him or distribute a movie since The Incredible Hulk?
Which now officially, 22, 12 years.
12 years. It's 12 years old. You tell me. You tell me what the hell. And they had the rights to Namor, like they were ever going to use him. That's why I think Namor is back now with Marvel. Like they were going to use that character. Get out of here. You got to be kidding me. They weren't going to use him. You knew that. It's just ridiculous. It's borderline ridiculous. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's borderline ridiculous. It really is. Hold on.